Hey Isabella, how's it going? I had to redo this story because last time I shot it and it was all out of focus and I was all blurry. So I'm sorry it's a little late, but I hope you still enjoy it and hopefully this will keep you entertained before dance today. So today we're reading Bambi. Bambi. Springtime in the forest. Deep in the forest, Thumper the bunny was spreading the exciting news. "A new prince is born," he shouted. "A new prince!" In a nearby clearing, a mama deer lay with her newborn son. "This is quite an occasion," said Friend Owl. "It isn't every day a prince is born." The mama deer named her son Bambi. Days passed and Bambi began to explore his world. There was so much to see. "Good morning," he called to some possums. Bambi turned his head upside down to greet them. "Good morning." Then a furry creature popped out of the ground. "Good morning," said the mole. Startled Bambi tumbled to the ground. Thumper called out, "Get up, try again." Bambi struggled to his feet. He didn't want to miss any of the fun. Every day Bambi's friends showed him new things. "Those are birds," they explained. "Burr?" repeated Bambi. No, it's bird. Bird, corrected Thumper. "Bird," said Bambi loudly. The bunnies cheered. "Bird," said Bambi again when a butterfly landed on his tail. Thumper laughed. "No, that's a butterfly." Then Thumper introduced his friend to flowers. But as Bambi went towards them, he found himself nose to nose with a skunk. "Flower," said Bambi proudly. Thumper giggled, but Flower was that little skunk's name from now on. When thunder rumbled, Bambi hurried to his cozy thicket. As he nestled close to his mother, the pitter-patter of rain lulled him to sleep. Later, sunshine filled the sky, and again Bambi's mother decided it was time to show him the meadows. The meadow was so open and green that Bambi darted forward, but his mother leapt in front of him. "There may be danger," she scolded. Once Bambi was sure it was safe, Bambi bounded into the field. Suddenly, he heard a ribbit. Bambi followed the frog until it splashed into a nearby pond. Then, Bambi noticed his own reflection and that of a similar girl, Fawn. "That's little Faline," Bambi's mother told him. "Go on, say hello." "Hello," he said shyly. Faline giggled and began to chase him. Bambi joined in the game and they played happily in the field. Bambi had found a new friend. The Great Prince. A thundering herd of stags galloped onto the meadow. The biggest stag stopped and looked at Bambi. Bambi asked his mother who the stag was. She answered, "He is very brave and very wise. He is the great prince of the forest." He was also Bambi's father. Suddenly a gunshot sounded. As the animals scattered, Bambi lost his mother. Instantly, the great prince was at Bambi's side. He reunited Bambi with his mother and led them home safely. Time passed quickly in the forest, and Bambi woke up one morning to find the world covered with a soft white blanket. It was finally winter. Bambi found Thumper skating on the frozen pond. "Come on, Bambi," Thumper called. Bambi ran towards the ice with a sudden splat, but Bambi slipped onto his belly, and when Thumper tried to teach him how to balance on the ice, Bambi slid them both into a snowbank. They landed by a small den where Flowers lay sleeping. Flower explained that skunks sleep through the winter. "Good night," he murmured. The snowy day seemed endless, and the food grew scarce. "I'm hungry, Mother," said Bambi. "Winter won't last forever," she assured him. Finally, Bambi saw the first sign of spring, a small patch of grass. Bambi was nibbling at it, and again a gunshot rang out. "Run for the thicket!" cried his mother. Bambi ran as fast as he could. When he reached the thicket, he said, "We made it, Mother!" But she wasn't there. Bambi heard a second gunshot. As Bambi cried, the great prince appeared before him. "Your mother can't be with you any more," he said gently. "Come with me, my son. Together, Bambi and his father walked deeper into the forest. Before long, flowers began to bloom and bird songs filled the air. Even Flower awakened from his long winter sleep. Spring had finally arrived. During the winter, Bambi had grown into a handsome buck, and Thumper and Flower had both grown into their full sizes as well. When Friend Owl saw them, he said, "It won't be long before you're twitter-pated. Nearly everyone falls in love in the springtime." The three friends declared that it would not happen to them. But when Flower saw a pretty pink skunk, he happily walked off with her. Then Thumper came across a lovely little bunny. When she petted his ears, Thumper's foot went thump, 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 thump. Feeling lonely, Bambi stopped to drink from a pond. A familiar face looked back at him in the reflection. "Don't you remember me?" asked the sweet voice. "I'm Faline." Faline the fawn had grown into a beautiful doe. Together, Bambi and Faline played in the meadow, just as they had done the summer before. Now, Bambi understood what Friend Owl meant. He had never felt so happy. Suddenly, an angry stag appeared. "Help!" cried Faline, as the stag tried to force her to come with him. But Bambi butted the stag with all his strength. The defeated stag limped away, and from that day on, Bambi and Faline were inseparable. Man comes to the forest. Bambi awoke one morning, sensing danger. Smoke was in the air, and he could see fire burning. The great prince told him, "It's Man. We must go deep into the forest. Hurry!" News of the danger quickly spread. Frightened animals scurried underground and raced deeper into the forest. As Faline searched for Bambi, hunting dogs jumped at her from the bushes. "Bambi!" she cried, scrambling to the top of the steep cliff. The hound snapped at her heels, barking ferociously. Faline was trapped. Just then, Bambi sprang out of the woods and charged the dogs with all his sharp antlers. He attacked one dog after another until Faline bound to safety. Bambi escaped the dogs, but he leapt after Faline. A gunshot sounded. Wounded, Bambi tumbled to the ground. Fire raged towards him, and he couldn't get up. Then he heard the voice of the great prince. "You must get up, Bambi," said the great prince. Bambi staggered to his feet. "Follow me," his father said. "We'll be safe in the river." Soon they came to a waterfall. With nowhere else to turn, they leapt towards the rapids below. Bambi and the great prince finally reached the island where Faline stood waiting. Even as they watched the beautiful forest burn, they all knew that when Man was gone, the animals would bravely rebuild their homes. Autumn turned to cold white winter, and then to spring. "Wake up, Friend Owl," said Thumper, and his 4 thumping baby bunnies. "It's happened," called Flower, to the baby skunks scurrying behind them. The animals circled around the thicket where Faline and her 2 fawns lay. "Prince Bambi ought to be mighty proud," said the great owl, and the fawn opened her big eyes to see their friendly visitors. Bambi was now the prince of the forest, and as he and his family began their lives together, Bambi thought of the lessons he hoped to teach his children, lessons he had learned from his mother and his father long ago. The end.